sixth graders, we're at that point where we're halfway through the unit, so we're going to review, and then there will be a quiz on Edmodo for you. So we have lessons 1 to 11. So first, let's look at lesson 1. And I think this was a combination with 2 also. So we have 3/4 of a gallon of batter poured equally into 2 bowls. How many gallons of batter are in each bowl? So this is when we looked at dividing by with fractions involved. So we take 3/4 divided by 2, which is half of 3/4. So 3/8 of a gallon of batter is in each bowl. Remember, if you need to, draw out those diagrams. That'll help you with this. And then the next one, similar, but 3/4 of a pan of lasagna shared equally by 6 friends. What fraction does each friend get? So 3/4 divided by 6, which should actually be 1/6 of 3/4. So we take 1/6 times 3/4, and we get 3/24, or simplified 1/8 of the pan is what each friend gets. Next, we looked at finding part of a fraction based on like the total that we knew. So we looked at Margot, who froze 8 cups of strawberries, and that's 2/3 of the total that she picked. So how many did she pick? So 8 is 2/3 of what? So we broke it down, and each unit represents 4, because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I take 4 times 3 is 12, or 8 divided by 2/3. So kind of like the flip of what we just talked about. I apologize there. Shouldn't have given you the answer. So here, since we have the same denominator, we take 8 over 9 divided by 2 over 9. We're going to get 4. Because 2 will be on the bottom, 8 will be on the top. Same thing with the bottom, or the next one, excuse me. Since it's the same denominator, we're really just taking 9 divided by 3. And the final one, we take 7 divided by 3, which we can write as 7/3 or 2 1/3. We talked about division stories. So first we find what the answer is, 3/4 divided by 1/2, then write a division story about it. So we have 1/2. Remember, when dividing fractions, you take the first number times the flip of the second. So 3/4 times 2 over 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4, excuse me. And we can leave that as 6 over 4, or write it as 1/2. And our division story was Tia has 3/4 of an ounce of coffee grounds left in her coffee can. She needs 1/2 ounce to make 1 cup of coffee. How many cups can she make? 1/2. Then we talked about measurement and partitive. So 3/5 is how many fourths? 3/5 divided by 1/4. So we take both numbers and make them have the same denominator. 12/20 divided by 5/20. It's going to be 12/5, or 2 2/5. This one we had steps. Write the expression as first, since we're not in a word problem. We have the expression right there for us. So 2/5 divided by 3 4/7. So first convert into a fraction. 3 4/7 is 25/7. And then divide the fractions. So 2/5 divided by 25/7 is 2/5 times 7/25, which equals 14 125. 25 3/10 plus 376 77 100ths. So this was changing to decimals and then finding the answers. So first convert them to decimals. 25.3 plus 376.77. So let's round them up to the nearest whole number. Find the estimated sum. So we have 25 plus 377 is 402. So we know that our answer is going to be close to 402. Next, we line up the add-ins, so the two numbers we're adding, and then appropriately using place value, and then add them. So 7 and 3 is 10, so we carry the 1. 5 and 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, carry the 1. 7 and 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10, carry the 1 is 4. We get 402.07, excuse me. partial products in the distributive property to calculate the product. So 200 times 32 plus 200 times 0.6 gives us 6,400 plus 120. Added together gives us 6,520. Okay. And last question. Kevin spends $11.25 on lunch every week during the school year. If there are 35.5 weeks during the school year, how much does he spend on lunch over the entire school year? And we round to the nearest penny. So we take 11.25 times 35.5. We get 399.375, rounding to the nearest penny, 399.38. So, like I said at the beginning, your assignment is to complete the lessons 1 to 11 quiz on Edmodo. Let me know if you have questions or are confused about an area of the review. Otherwise, that's all for today. See you tomorrow.